Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Mana, Decentraland, and just before we do, we're going to look at Bitcoin here today. I normally like to summarize, but I would like to kind of show you a little bit deeper dive. It doesn't take too long, of course, just so you know what's going on here with Bitcoin. We've had a pretty significant sell-off here today. It's not quite as obvious as the 10% on the 10th, right? That was 10 for 10. That was tough. That really hit the reset button for a lot of things. But here today, it's definitely down closer to about 4% from its top. And we're kind of trending closer to about 64,000. I feel like the bottom's going to drop out here soon. It just kind of has that feeling because there's really a lot of low volume in the past week or so ever since that sell-off. And yesterday's push was very shallow, for lack of better terms. But bottom line here, we are underneath the 50-day simple moving average. The 200 is coming up to potentially save the day. We'll see how that responds to the price action soon. It's traditionally doing very well or done very well. But we'll know here in a little bit. Again, 63,000 I would say is probably going to be more than likely the price action here in the near future. And we'll see if 63,000 can hold as a support as it has in the past. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Mana and see what's going on here. Okay, so look at the one-day chart. We got, what, 3 small little red candles there, basically just kind of a slow consolidation period working its way down. We see this with a few other coins as well, right? So it's kind of a common place considering the fact that we had a strong ramp up on the 12th, that kind of knee-jerk reaction to the 10th sell-off, and then of course we've been trailing ever since. So all in all, not bad stuff. The key takeaway here though is that price cannot pass 70 on the RSI, which isn't terrible. It just means that there's a strong resistance right around $3.45. Once we pass that, we should be in good shape to essentially be considered 70 as support and effectively be in the upper echelon. But for right now, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of holding the price down, right? So it's kind of just a barrier, so to speak. And the main reason why today I see that it didn't pass is just because Bitcoin sold off, and Mana definitely sold off with it, right? So if you look at the 4-hour chart, that's almost synonymous with Bitcoin's price action. So as much as we don't want to admit it, Mana is very reliant on Bitcoin doing well. It does very well when Bitcoin does good, and when Bitcoin does bad, it also does very bad. And the main reason why is just because it jumped up way too hard, way too quick, and it's still trying to figure itself out. That's just kind of the bottom line. Anytime a coin has this type of price action, what 500% or something crazy in like 2 or 3 trading days, we're going to see some strange stuff. It's going to take a little while to establish itself. So just note the price is above the 50-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart. That's a good sign, but the 200 is still trailing behind. Normally the 200 can be a very strong, reliable factor, but we don't have that yet. Okay, so again, not in bad shape, but I'm speculating that if $3.08 doesn't hold, we're going to see what the 50-day simple moving average does for us. It might even go below that if Bitcoin tanks down to 60,000 soon. So just be ready for that. It could happen. I'm not trying to scare you or concern you at all. I just like to be real in the fact that I feel we might see some more some more bearish activity from Bitcoin. Okay, so just be aware of that because Mana is not. It doesn't. It has to respond to Bitcoin's movement. That's just all there is to it. It's not immune to it, if you will. Okay, so let's look at the Ichimoku cloud really quick. We're underneath the cloud. This could very well be working as a resistance level. So just keep that in mind. That could hold the price action down. The cloud is notorious for that. So in this case, we are seeing some bearish qualities here in that regard. And obviously, we're looking at TD sequential. We're probably going to be closer to the bottom. We're at about a 6. So we could potentially experience another 3 to 8 hours, 3 to 7 hours worth of bearish momentum moving forward. Will that happen? It's hard to say. If Bitcoin can pull its head out of its you-know-what and go sideways for some time, maybe even increase back up to 65, then we might see some type of recovery from Mana. But the key takeaway here is that we're going to be under the cloud for some time. So I would say at best case scenario, we're going to see about 2 more days worth of bearish momentum. And it's going to be a little while before we get the back above the cloud, and that's traditionally considered to be a buy signal when you're above the cloud and a sell signal when you're below it. Not saying you necessarily have to sell your position, but I know I exited my position with my community earlier today, a little bit higher, of course, right around, I think, 325, 330, and that was as a precaution because I feel like the price will continue to decrease for Bitcoin. Do what you want, not financial advice by any means. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor for the record. I just love teaching people how to trade, right? And that's why we're here, is to help you understand that and actually have a community built on that specific purpose. So check that out, of course, in your own time, because we're all fairly safe right now, having gotten out of our position. But there's a good chance we might see the price continue downwards, right? As soon as we lost the cloud, it's advantageous to consider either trimming your position or dollar cost averaging if you were just considering adding to your position. Just don't do it all at once, right? keep adding to your position as the price goes lower. That's the ultimate goal. Anyways, so looking at the 1 hour chart here, let's just go ahead and summarize. I think I've kind of explained the meat and potatoes here, but let's look at a best case scenario. Again, just so you know, if mana were to ramp back up eventually, it's not going to happen today or tomorrow, in my personal opinion. We're looking at about $8.45. That would be a best case scenario. We're a ways off from that though, keep that in mind, because this major increase occurred back in October, late October. It's been 2.5 weeks since then. The price still cannot break 0.5 on the actual Fibonacci retracement, right? If you can't meet or exceed the halfway point on Fibonacci retracement, that doesn't show a lot of strength, and that, for lack of better terms, basically implies that we're not very bullish with mana, right? It had some nice little recoveries here. I do feel like the bottom for mana is 246. I don't think we're going to see much lower than that. However, we got to be realistic in the sense that it could very well happen again. If the price were to retrace to 60,000 tomorrow for Bitcoin, we can definitely expect 246 to be tested. You can see back here, this is what happened on the 10th. Bitcoin sold off right there. Those are the 3 hours of Bitcoin selling off. Okay, so if you can get in somewhere closer to 250, you're going to be doing very well for yourself. I'm keeping a small bag aside just for that purpose, right? Again, dollar cost average, all well and good, but my prediction here for the next couple of days is to see the support level tested at 308, possibly to break that and to start trailing down, to see some more bearish divergence, because we got to start seeing higher highs and higher lows, and we're not experiencing that right now with the state of consolidation. Okay, so it's a whole lot of nothing right now, for lack of better terms. So I hope you found benefit and you understand kind of what I'm getting at here. Just, cautionary tale here. Be smart, do your own research, of course, but make sure that you average down or dollar cost average if you're considering adding to your position now. Don't take the entire amount that you have available in USDT or whatever and put it in there right now, because it could very well go lower. Put 20% now, 20% tomorrow, and keep adding to your position as it goes lower if you want to invest in mana long term, right? So hopefully you found benefit, of course. Thank you so much. If you need a leg up, perhaps somebody by your side here in this crypto journey, feel free to join me. We have an awesome community. It's referred to as CryptoCache Premium. There's a link in the description below for a descriptive video above, etc. Really awesome, great way for you to become a better trader. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thank you.